When we hear the word generosity, many of us think about giving money, gifts, or our time. These are all acts of generosity, but the heart of the practice is deeper than the action itself. True generosity is not only about what we give, but also about the spirit in which we give it. It comes from a place of openness, where we are not trying to prove something, control someone, or gain recognition. In life, it is easy to measure our worth by how much we receive in return for what we offer. We might give help and wait for gratitude. We might donate money and hope others will notice. But when our giving is tied to what comes back to us, the generosity becomes a kind of trade. It loses its purity. True generosity does not keep accounts. It is like a tree giving shade, not asking if the traveller will say thank you. It is like a river flowing, not checking if the people drinking will remember its name. This kind of giving is free, and it frees us too. Sometimes, generosity can be as simple as offering a smile to a stranger, sharing a moment of kindness, or listening to someone without interrupting. These moments may seem small, yet they carry a quiet power. They remind us that generosity is not a performance, but a natural part of being human. When we understand generosity in this way, we can give without fear of loss. We see that what we share is never truly gone. It becomes part of a larger circle that we may never fully see, but we can trust it will continue to grow. When we give something to another person, it is natural to hope they will appreciate it. A warm thank you, a smile, or even a small gesture can make us feel that our effort was worthwhile. But if we look closely, this hope can quietly turn into expectation. Expectation is like a hidden thread, tying our gift to a certain outcome. The problem with this thread is that it can create tension. If the other person does not respond as we imagined, we may feel disappointment, hurt, or even resentment. The gift, which began with goodwill, becomes a source of discomfort. Without noticing it, we place a burden on the receiver, making them feel they must meet our unspoken conditions. Expectation can also make us give only when we believe the result will be worth it. We might avoid helping someone because we think they will not change, or we choose only those acts that will bring praise. In this way, our generosity becomes smaller, more calculated, and less free. Letting go of expectation does not mean we stop caring. It means we allow our giving to stand on its own without needing to control what happens next. Just as a seed does not demand the flower to bloom in a certain way, we can offer our kindness without trying to shape the result. When we release expectation, our giving becomes lighter. The act itself is enough. We no longer measure our generosity by the reaction it creates, but by the sincerity of the moment in which it was given. And in that moment, there is already a quiet, complete joy. There is a way of giving that does not feel forced or planned. It is like water flowing from a spring, clear and effortless. This kind of giving comes from the natural warmth of the heart. It does not begin with calculation, and it does not pause to ask whether the receiver deserves it. It simply moves, because that is its nature. When generosity flows naturally, we do not feel drained or resentful afterward. Instead, there is a gentle satisfaction, as if something inside us has found its proper place. This happens because the act of giving is in harmony with our inner values. It matches who we truly are, rather than who we think we should be. To allow generosity to flow, we can begin by paying attention to moments when the heart feels open. Sometimes this might be a sudden impulse to help someone carry a heavy bag, to send a kind message, or to share food with a neighbor. These actions do not need long preparation. They are simple, direct, and alive. The more we act from this natural flow, the more we trust it. We discover that giving is not a duty or a performance. but a quiet expression of life itself. We stop worrying about whether the act is big enough or important enough, because we understand that even small streams feed the great river. When we give in this way, we are not separate from the gift. The kindness, the giver, and the receiver become part of one moment. And in that moment, there is no need for reward, recognition, or even memory. The flow itself is complete. There is a quiet happiness that comes when we give without looking for anything in return. It is not the excitement of being praised, nor the pride of being seen as generous. Instead, it is a gentle warmth that rises within us, often unnoticed, until we pause and reflect. This joy is not about the outcome of our gift, but about the giving itself. When we focus on the act rather than the result, each moment of generosity becomes a complete experience. Helping someone across the street, sharing a meal, or offering a listening ear, all carry their own satisfaction, whether or not anyone acknowledges them. The act is its own reward. This joy is different from pleasure that fades when circumstances change. It is more like a steady light that continues to glow after the action is done. It remains because it comes from alignment between our actions and our values. We are living in a way that feels right, and the heart recognizes that truth. Finding joy in giving also frees us from the fear of loss. We no longer think, if I give this, I will have less. Instead, we realize that generosity expands us. What we share multiplies in ways we may never see. The smile we give might inspire another act of kindness, creating ripples far beyond our view. In this way, giving without expectation is not a sacrifice, but a form of nourishment. It feeds both the one who offers and the one who receives. And with each act, we strengthen a deep, quiet joy that no external reward can replace. When generosity is free from expectation, it becomes more than a simple exchange. It becomes a meeting point where two hearts connect. The giver experiences the quiet strength of offering something without attachment, and the receiver feels the comfort of being accepted without conditions. In this space, both are changed. For the giver, generosity softens the edges of the self. It opens a wider view of life, where we see that we are not separate from others. We feel a shared humanity that is deeper than possessions or status. Giving becomes a way of living, not a special event. It reminds us that our value is not measured by what we keep, but by what we allow to flow through us. For the receiver, a gift given freely can inspire trust and hope. It can plant a seed that grows into kindness toward others. Sometimes, the smallest act can be remembered for years, offering strength in difficult times. This is how generosity continues its journey, moving from one person to another, shaping lives in ways we cannot predict. In this way, generosity becomes a bridge between people, cultures, and even generations. It reminds us that we belong to something larger than ourselves, and that our actions can be part of an endless chain of goodwill. I am deeply grateful to you for spending your time here, and for your kind support through likes, subscriptions, comments, super thanks, and membership. Your presence and encouragement make it possible to continue sharing these reflections. It is an honor to walk this path together, and I hold sincere appreciation for each connection we share.